everybody. It's me, Amy. I gotta remember to look at this camera, not at myself. It's me, Amy from Amy J's Creations. I have even more new subscribers now. So thank you. Especially want a huge shout out to Frosty X Stitch, who gave me a shout out on her channel. I think that's where a few of you have found me. I also have subscribed now to several of the people she mentioned. There are some amazing cross stitchers out there who are flying totally under the radar, who are doing amazing things. Fast stitchers too. People who are completing projects like, I don't know if they have like superpowers or what, but anyway, so I have several new people I've been subscribed to, and thank you for those who have newly subscribed to me, and thank you to those who are my long time viewers. I've only been doing this for a couple of months, but anyway, thank you very much. It is July 9th. It's a Friday. I'm filming one day late, and that is because yesterday the weather was horrible, so the lighting was bad, and my light over here that provides so much light, it turns off if there's not enough movement, as you remember from me flinging project packs last time, trying to get it to turn on, which did not work. But today it's a beautiful sunny day, actually. And so I thought I will hurry and film. Plus, I wanted to wait until I had like something sort of done, because I'm working on the same project over and over, and so I wanted to get to a point where I was like, I have finished this one section. So that's why I kept stitching. It is Flosstube number 10. I had to look on my notes back there. It's Flosstube number 10. I sent out the giveaway to the winner for my 200 subscribers, and I hope she got it. And let's get into what I've been working on. So I've been trying to I've been working on a Christmas tree, and I've made some good progress, but not as much as I wanted. And that's because real life keeps happening. Like, people still want a clean house to live in and food to eat 3 times a day. So rude. And I have this job that buys my crafting supplies, and even though it's super part-time, I didn't work for a while, and then this past couple of weeks I worked a whole bunch. Don't people understand? Stitching time is sacred time. I need to be left alone. I have things to do. So one of the projects that I had to complete for my job was I help. So I'm the librarian at the school library. It's also a public library. And I have 3 elementary school classes that I am in charge of. And when they come to the library, I'm supposed to talk about a book or read part of a book or do something to get them excited about reading. So one of the things I had done just before spring vacation back in April was I gave them a reading bingo, where they had to do certain things and cross them off, write the book that they used. One of them was like read a newspaper article, just to challenge them to do different types of reading. It was a 3rd and 4th grade class, and then 2 5th and 6th grade combined classes. And I promised them, those who did it, a reward. But I also knew that I'm a sucker for those cute little kid faces. And I couldn't not give everybody something, even those who only did 2 things. So I baked these Oreo cupcakes, which were the bomb. Found them on Pinterest. The chocolate of the cupcake was so moist and good and chocolatey. And then you make this great vanilla buttercream with crushed up Oreos on top. It's so good. So I had to do two or 3 batches of those and frost them and bring them. The kids, they were a huge hit. That was for everybody. But then I was like, but the people who actually did it then needed something extra on top of that. And so I dug through my fabric and I found freaking awesome Harry Potter material. This is the fronts. And these are the backs. Two of the backs are the same. And I made these little bookmarks for them. And I sewed like 30 of them. But guess what? Hardly any of the kids read. So I have a whole bunch left. But that's okay, because I get a new batch of kids next year. And guess what? Do the same thing again. Same prize. Because I ain't no dummy. So that took up some time. Then I was working on my daughter's quilt. So let me get that. And I sewed the whole top, sewed the back, and basted it, which was, oh my gosh, I kept messing up the back. You would think this is like my first quilt instead of my 20th quilt that I've made. I miscalculated how much fabric I needed for the back. So as I'm basting it, I'm like, why is this not quite enough? Oh, it must be crooked. Unbaste it, switch the back fabric, baste it again. Nope, it's still not working because it was too small. I had cut it at a diagonal, and at the small end of the diagonal was not long enough. So I had to take it all apart, re-sew some, cut more strips, sew them on. Like I needed an extra inch on either side. Oh, so frustrating. But anyway, just finally got that figured out, basted it, and I've got half of it quilted. And I'm going to show it to you because, gosh darn it all, I have almost nothing else to show. Let's see. So, here's the quilt. This is the unquilted half. This is the quilted half. Oh, wait. No, this is the quilted half. Now, I'm just doing this on my regular old, come on, batting, regular old Bernina with the simple swirl pattern, nice and big. And then this is the back. And what happened was my daughter had chosen this fabric right here to be the back. Well, this quilt is way huge. And so I had to add on some more fabrics, and I miscalculated how big these two side pieces needed to be. Whatever. But at least it's already halfway quilted. I've got the binding already cut out, all ready to be attached. So we're looking good on that way. Good on that way. Then the other thing I was doing in the evening, so I'm saving the Christmas tree for the last because it's like the only actual cross stitch thing I have. In the evenings, since the Christmas tree is too complicated to work on, I've sewed on finished hand stitching on the binding for the quilt for my mom and my mother-in-law. Okay, Mom, thank you for watching my videos. You need to close your eyes and fast forward for a few minutes, because I can't have you see this, because it will ruin the surprise. I'll give you a minute. Close your eyes. Fast forward about 2 minutes, okay, Mom? All right. So, my mother is a Scrabble champion. She's never actually entered any contests, but she's super good at it. And I was watching Jean Truelove, and she made this quilt out of Scrabble fabric for all the people in her family. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this for my mother. So I did. It's all our names, all the grandkids, all the kids, and my parents, put together in like a crossword using Scrabble tile letters. I had to individually cut out all these fabrics, lay it all out. But anyway, we're all on there. So that is for my mom. And then, because I had a whole bunch of left out over fabric, I made one for my mother-in-law too. It's a whole long story. She and I are not super tight. In fact, we don't really speak. We're on a no contact kind of. because it's better for everyone. But I don't harbor any ill will towards her. My life is just better without a whole lot of her in it. But we're going to see there. We're having a like little family reunion when we go to the States. So I made one for her too, with everybody on it. So I've been hand binding those at night. Okay. So I got that all done. And then, oh, I maybe need, I'll use this. Is this going to work? No. Hold on. Someday I will be super professional and have everything all ready. All right, so here is Christmas tree with somewhat of a good background. So I have gotten so much done and it took freaking forever. But all of the blue, all of that dark green, which is the main green in the tree, is done. All the brown is done. And with that, you can now very easily pick out, this is the arm that I've started working on, the sleeve of the little boy who's decorating the tree. But you can see where all the ornaments are going to go. That part, even though it's a big part, will go very quickly because there's no counting involved. It's like, oh, this is a red one, this is yellow ones. So I do all the reds, then I do all the yellows. All the blue ones, all the sparkly gold. Last, I'll add all the little candles. But you can even see where some of the candles are. So that's really, really fun. And then there's like 2 more colors of green that go in that are like filler. But I do those at the end because once I've got all the ornaments and everything in, it's even easier to find out where those greens go. So I'm feeling really good about this. But we leave tomorrow in a week. So like I have 1 week left to get that all done and finish quilting this and binding this and packing and cleaning out my daughter's room because my other daughter's coming back home and is going to live in that room. And I have to clean the whole house because we're gone for a month and we don't want to come back to trash or grow stuff in the fridge. So I was talking it over with my husband and I was like, realistically, I'm probably going to have to not sleep a couple of nights. Now, when I was in my 30s and even my early 40s, I could do that easier. I'm going to be 51 on the day we fly. I'm flying on my birthday. So my birthday present is getting to see all my kids at once and eating at Cafe Rio. It's a Mexican restaurant in Utah. So good. So good. My mouth is watering. Okay. Anyway, so I have to concentrate on things that I absolutely positively can only do here. And that is quilting this quilt. Because I don't have a nice Bernina in Utah anywhere. I can hand bind the binding on as long as I get it sewed on here. But I have to quilt it and get that binding sewn on here. Cross stitch, as much as I want to have it finished before we go, realistically, I can't, but I can cross stitch on the plain. I can do like the border. That's not so complicated. And I will be in northern Utah for 2 weeks before we go see my mother. And we'll be in southern Utah by my mother for another whole week. I will have, maybe an hour, 2 hours a day in the evening or in the early mornings when I could stitch. So the hope is still there that I will get it finished. The hope never dies with me till the very last minute. So we'll see what happens. That's all my stitching. I have just worked on that and done all this sewing. I did, however, find time for a tiny little bit of shopping. All My Stitches was having a sale. They were closing down their Zibbits shop. They still have an Etsy shop. Don't worry, their designs are still totally available, but they were closing down the Zibbits platform, and so they were selling their patterns, which at full price are a super great deal. But for 60% off. And I was like, it's kind of like criminal to not purchase some patterns that I've had my eye on for that cheap of a price. So we are a Star Wars family. We've watched all the Clone Wars TV shows, The Mandalorian, all prequels, sequels, regular. We have so much Lego Star Wars. We have so many books, the novels. The kids have read the comics. We checked them all out of the library. We know we are Star Wars fans. So she had 2 patterns that I absolutely loved. I'm just going to flash them because, again, there's no way you can make a pattern of this. It's Darth Vader fighting in the Darth Vader thing in his skull. Very, very cool. And Yoda. Now, my original thought was, I would make these for my son. But the truth is, both my sons would love them. 2 of my daughters would love them. My husband would love them, and I would love them. So I may be making multiples of these, or I may just have them fight to the death to see who gets it. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. And then the other thing I bought, it's a pattern of 12, but I'm only going to show the top one. It's all the little gnomes for every month. I love them. I think they're totally adorable. They're super cute. I love gnomes. Also, my very good friend, they bought a little mountain home for a weekend getaway to go for ski season, to be able to go up there to ski. And it's called the Zwerghüsli, which Zwerg is like gnome and Hüsli is like little house. And so I already gave her a large gnome cross stitch that I had done with several different ones in the garden and things. I've showed it on here before. I showed it on here. But I gave that, I think I did. Or did I give that to her before I was making floss tubes? I gave that to her before I was making floss tubes. There's a picture of it on my Instagram, though. Amy J's Creations. Super cute. She loved it. She cried. Her kids love it. They're super excited. And I bought these patterns also in the mind that if she wanted to, I could make them for the house to decorate. But she doesn't have to. I think they're super cute for me to have out. So those were my purchases. I will be purchasing some more things online. But right now I'm sort of just putting them in my cart but not purchasing them. I'm going to wait to make a 1, 2, 3 stitch order when I get there so I can pick it up in person and save on shipping. Then I'll be going to Craft Center of Fine Stitchery, I think that's what it's called, in Salt Lake. And I mentioned last time that I didn't think I would make it all the way up to Ogden, but gosh darn it all, I was watching Stitch Etc. Flosstube, Kim, and she was the one who makes the cool paddle boards that Priscilla and Chelsea use. She's got a great Flosstube, hardly any subscribers. She and her daughter, they have this. It's really fun. Her daughter is the most calm, relaxed, zen person. And Kim's they are very good compliment to each other. But anyway, she was on her last Flosstube. She was talking about how her entire life, all cross stitch shops, the little needlework stores that she goes into are compared to Shepherd's Bush. Well, it's nice, but it's not as good as Shepherd's Bush. Well, it's no Shepherd's Bush. And of course, then she went to creating to Just Keepsakes. Yeah, Just Keepsakes, and was Creative Keepsakes. The one where Pam works. Sorry, no. The one where Steph works. Pam shops there. And was blown away by it as well. But hearing her go on and on made me think that Shepherd's Bush needed to get fit in. So I may talk some of the children in to going up sightseeing to Ogden. Maybe we can go to Promontory Point, where the 2 railroads met. They've never been out there. And do a side trip to Shepherd's Bush, because it sounds like I need to go. And maybe they can go get something to eat while I shop and admire all the gorgeousness. Because I think it sounds like it might be something that I regret for a really long time. Like, this is going to sound, I don't mean this to sound like braggy, but I've been to Paris many times. It's super close to our house. We took the kids to Paris Disneyland all the time when they were younger, like every 2 years. Um, I've been to Paris many times. I have never once been to that famous needlework shop that lots of people talk about because I didn't know it existed. I've been to all the fabric stores. The fabric district was amazing, and I think that needlework shop is right near there. But I didn't know. I didn't go in. I say that like we're never going to go to Paris again. I already have plans to go to Disneyland Paris. I want to go for this Christmas. I don't know if it's going to happen. But anyway, I'll have to look it up. So I don't want to have that be a sadness for Shepherd's Bush is what I'm trying to say. So I think I will change my plans and try to go there. I am going to try to make a couple Flosstubes on vacation. I will have some things to show because I have some finished. I got to show you a Christmas tree if I actually finish it and get it framed for my mommy. And my daughter and my son both have some cross stitches in their home, in their rooms that I have finished for them that I will show off, and my haul because I'm hoping to have some good haul. So, yeah, that's me. July 4th. I haven't even told you what. I hope you all the Americans had a great July 4th. I hope all my Canadian friends had a fantastic Canada Day. We certainly did. We had poutine and blueberry pancakes for dinner. The poutine was for lunch. Sorry, we didn't eat both those together. That would be gross. And July 4th, we had a bunch of friends over. The friend who owns the cute little gnome house. Her and her 5 children came over. And her husband, and we had another family friend over. We're all crammed around the table. I was worried there was not going to be enough food. I panicked a little. It was a loaves and fishes situation. We had tons of leftovers. So, but everybody left completely stuffed to the gills. Her oldest boy said to me, "I'm so full. I don't think I'm going to even be hungry tomorrow at breakfast." That made me feel good. I was like, it's a good party when everybody goes home completely stuffed to the gills in my book. So that was really fun. And for August 1st, Swiss holiday, we'll be in America. We'll be celebrating with Chris's family, his siblings, they all lived here in Switzerland for 10 years, at least 10 years, maybe 9, 10. And we are going to try to sneak over some cervella, which are Swiss sausages. They are pre-cooked. They are vacuum packed. We've put them in the freezer, packed them that morning frozen in our check-in luggage. And they are, the times we've done it before, they have still been cold when we arrived at our destination and unpacked them to put into the fridge. But one time in Philadelphia, we got stopped at the border because of fruit. I had fruit on the plane. And I didn't leave it on the plane because every other airport I've ever been in, they have like a special throw all your fruit in this bin. So I do. But Philadelphia, that piece of crap airport, brotherly love my foot, didn't have that. It just had signs everywhere saying, "Do not dispose of your fruit in any trash can. Bring it to the customs. We have cameras. We will watch you. You will be fined." And I am like, I will obey the rules. Okay. So I take it to the customs to dispose of it. And they're like, "Oh, what else are you trying to smuggle in?" What else am I trying to smuggle? I'm not trying to smuggle in anything. You told me to keep the fruit and give it to you here. So that's what I'm doing. So but they were like, "Oh no, you're trying to sneak that fruit in." What the F, man? I'm not trying to sneak in anything. These are your stupid rules. So then, because I'm a suspected smuggler, they go through all our bags and find our several sausages that we have packed, that we have brought over at this point like several times before with no problems. And they're like, "Oh, is this a pork product?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's cooked. It's like, you could open it up and eat it. It's cooked. It's not raw." And you're allowed to bring vacuum sealed, pre-cooked meat. We know because we looked at the laws. They're like, oh, but it's in German. Oh, we can't read German. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's pre-cooked. It says right on it, gekocht. You got Google Translate. All you got to do is type that in and figure out that gekocht means cooked. Oh, no, we just have no way. They checked them all and put us on a smuggler's blacklist, me and my husband, that we will be watched extra every time because we try to sneak in food. Contraband. You know, America treats the citizens who dare to leave its borders horribly. Horribly. They treat us as bad as people who are trying to sneak in illegally to the country. Honestly. It's so unfair. But I have to pay my freaking taxes, but I don't get treated fairly. Anyway, so ever since that horrible incident, one, we've never flown through Philadelphia again, tooey on Philadelphia, and two, we've been too scared to bring Cervela over, even though every time we're there in the summer, we're celebrating August 1st without Cervela, and it's just not the same. But we figure it's been enough years, we think we've fallen off the list. And we're flying directly from Amsterdam to Salt Lake, and we've never had a problem in Salt Lake. So we're going to try it. So I bought 30 sausages that are in my freezer right now. I hope it works. Because his siblings will be thrilled to have a taste of home again. The taste of their childhood. So I will report back. If I don't make a Flosstube in 2 weeks, it could be because I'm in smuggler's jail for my sausages. I better not be. Anyway, so that's that for me. I will see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching until then. And stay safe, everybody. Cheers!